Good afternoon, YouTube. Doing a little bit of maintenance, filter cleaning. This is the S&B filter for XP1000. I don't know if you can see the part number. I'll try to put it in there. It looks like it's in either AI or AL 1896C-00. It's a pretty cool filter. It's a little bit bigger than the standard one. The standard one is just more round. This has got this extra piece up here, hose clamp, which the stock ones do not have, and it's extendable, so it's not completely non-disposable. If we're out in the desert for more than 2 days, I usually blow it out, and then when I get home, I will blow it out again and then wash it. Really, washing is just taking a garden hose at about 75% and then blowing from the inside out. When I blow it out, about 30 psi, no higher than that. Before I blow it out, I usually give it a couple good taps, make sure all the big stuff is off, and then I will blow it from the inside out and then outside going down. So I don't know if you can see it, but I will kind of blow it like this, so whatever I blow out from the inside gets blown off down or up. Pretty easy to clean. Like I said, I just usually blow it out and it's good to go. I've blown it out about 4 or 5 times. This will be the second time I've actually washed it. I think the instructions say that you can clean it 10 times depending on how dirty it is and how long you've had it. I don't know how much longer this is going to last. I've had it for, we've had the RZR for a little over a year. The stock filter lasted about 2 or 3 trips. It got dirty pretty quick. Ocotillo Wells is dusty. I usually do a lot of leading, or we're out there by ourselves. The last couple of trips we've had several in our group. This time around, I let my brother-in-law lead about half the time. So we got quite a bit more dust this time than usual. So I'll kind of show you how I blow this out. Again, it's just really, it's gonna be hard to do with 2 hands. Let me use my feet. Can't really see. I kind of already gave it a little. It's not that bad anymore. Can't even see much dirt coming out. But I did blow it out a little bit earlier. But again, 30 psi, no higher than that. And then I will take a hose and go from the inside out, try to get some more of that dirt off. Should last me for the rest of the season, but I'll probably look into getting something else here pretty quick. I do want to get the particle separator, but I'm not going to get it for this vehicle. Wife and I have been talking. I don't want to say that I'm like the best driver ever, but I'm starting to outdrive this one. It's just, I'm afraid that I'm gonna start breaking parts. Going out with my brother-in-law who has the Turbo S, more than likely he's gonna start getting better, and I'm gonna start trying to keep up with him and do things that he's doing that this XP1000 just may not be able to do. The shock therapy springs definitely helps out a lot, but I'm hitting turns a lot faster, a lot harder. I do not want to roll it. I know that, if you roll it at slow speed, usually doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but I just don't want to do that. And I don't want to spend the $1,500 to $2,000 on a new roll cage if I want to upgrade. So I'm still on the lookout. Turbo S 4-seater, Pro XP 4-seater, X3, Maverick X3, XRS, Turbo RR, they're all on the list. I'm kind of leaning more towards the Pro XP. I like the tech. It's got the stadium seating in the back. Obviously I would get the dynamics. So they're hard to find now. With the whole COVID thing, production was kind of halted for a little bit and then slow. Everyone's buying side-by-sides now. So sooner or later, I will figure out what I'm going to get. Probably have this one for at least the remainder of this season and maybe next season. Again, I don't want to spend too much more money on it. I don't want to spend the $400 on a particle separator. I might as well just buy a new filter for 50 to 75 bucks and be good with that. I might put a front bumper on it though. When we were doing the jump session, I noticed that my brother-in-law was kind of nosing into the dune that we were jumping. I know the last jump that I did that I didn't film, I hit it pretty hard and I touched the front a little bit, so I'd like to get a bumper up there and maybe some amber or yellow lights to help with the dust at night. Other than that, don't want to do a whole lot. I'm still contemplating, if I keep this for at least another year, I'd like to get some wheels and tires. Probably go with some 15-inch Method 409s. They're the non-bead lock, but they have the bead grip. 15-inch, probably 5+2. That would extend it about an inch on each side, so it would widen it about 2 inches total. And then put 30-inch tires all the way around. That way I don't have to worry about clutching. I think it would, if I go with a lighter weight 30-inch tire, we should be good to go. I know the rear end will be a little bit skinnier than the front, so I'm contemplating on maybe like 1-inch spacers in the back just to make it equal all the way around. But who knows what the future will hold. I'm definitely holding out for something new, probably in at least the next year to 18 months. We will see. So keep your filter clean, pro tip. Filter clean, I was looking at my mileage. Man, I've got about 1,500 miles on this RZR in 1 year and only 89 hours on the motor. So that tells me that I'm going pretty fast, eating up a lot of miles in a short amount of time. So I think about due for an oil change. I changed it at mile 960, no, 1060. And you're supposed to do about every 500 miles or 50 hours. Well, I definitely don't have 50 hours on it, but I'm right about that 500 mile mark. So I will change the oil before next trip. Probably won't film it. There's so many videos on changing filter or changing oil. Not going to do that. But if anything comes up, I will definitely film it up. I need to look at my belt. Last time I took a look at it, it looked like they were starting to get a little bit of glazing on the outside. Stock belt, 1,500 miles. So I might put on my spare belt. It's the world's badass belt, Evo, something or other. I may just throw that on and break it in and then leave that in there and then have the older one as my spare. I don't like to have an old belt as a spare because I don't want it to potentially break and ruin a weekend. But I don't want to pop a belt on a trail and then I'm down to one belt. So I may change that this time around. Again, about 1,500 miles on the stock belt. So we'll see how it goes. But like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I want to hear your comments, see what you guys think. If you're riding one of these and how long are you getting out of belts. Again, most of my riding is in the desert, no Glamis, so no paddles, so I'm not throwing out belts and blowing those things out, once or twice a weekend. But yeah, thanks a lot. Just pulled the belt, doesn't look too bad. So this is the original. Let me take it out in the sun so you can see maybe a little bit better. So, it looks pretty good. There's a couple of areas right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's got some scuffing right there. But other than that, it looks pretty damn good. It's definitely stiffer compared to the new one. This one's nice and flexible. This is the world's best badass belt. G-Boost, and it says G-Boost there. Had Evo packaging. I know they're just rebranded, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on. But I will make sure that I put a note, probably on my steering wheel, that I need to break this one in. Otherwise I'll forget. I think this one's still got some life in it, so it will be my spare. Like I said, no cracks, no unusual wear on the edge. A couple of little marks there, but yeah, I think that'll be my spare. One other thing, so when you do pull your belts off and inspect everything, blow this stuff out. That is ridiculous. Take a little time. It doesn't take much time. It's really important. Nick Olson from Chupacabra Racing, he just did a full-on maintenance on his belts. That's pretty thorough. He went through and pulled the primary and secondary off, scuffed them up. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. Maybe at the end of the season, but just blow everything out. I mean, if you don't have a compressor, get a can of air. Just find a way to blow all that dirt out. I mean, this, you know, all that dust and dirt come in through these side intakes. There's really no filter except for the frog skin for these. Blow them out. I mean, after the second day, like I said earlier, I blew out my air filter. I blew out the clutch housing. That's a day and a half, two days worth of riding in the desert. One of those days was just me, well, me and my family. So not following anyone. So yeah, it gets dusty pretty quick. Blow them out, clean them, inspect them, do all that good stuff.